So people keep finding my female Space Marine video on here, but there's one thing that they keep saying that bugs the hell out of me. Aside the anonymous posters who think they're very clever by saying, he looks like he smells. Aside from them being pathetic, let's focus on what actually matters here. Belisarius Cawl didn't make the Primaris Marines from scratch. The Emperor gave him all the technology. Tell me you didn't read Wolfsbane without telling me you didn't fucking read it. For those that don't know, during the Horus Heresy, the GW writers kind of backed themselves into a corner. The Space Wolves were on Terra for a while. And if you know the history of the Horus Heresy, the Space Wolves could not be on Terra. Canonically, they arrive at the same time that the Ultramarines and the Dark Angels do. And the story of Wolfsbane is basically the story of what happened to the Space Wolves and why they weren't at Terra. That book is also Belisarius Cawl's backstory. He was a tech adept assistant to a Magos biologist who sided with Horus, though he himself was a secret loyalist. And during the events of Wolfsbane, he manages to kill his mistress, steal all of her data that he would later on use for the Primaris Marines, and manages to escape with the Space Wolves. Now you see, Cawl could have never met the Emperor because the timelines don't add up. Because by the time Cawl would make it to Terra, the Emperor's a corpse on a throne. The Emperor never met Cawl. The Emperor and the Emperor's scientists never helped Cawl with the Primaris Marines, because said scientists were either dead or missing. The person who gave Belisarius Cawl all the technology and resources he needed for the Primaris project was Gulliman. And even then, it was basically just handing over whatever notes Gulliman could find along with the lab equipment. Which is essentially just telling him, here, decode this and figure it the fuck out. So when I and others tell people Cawl had to make the Primaris Marines from scratch, we're dead fucking serious. Oh, but the Emperor spoke to him through a vision. That was, well, after the Primaris project was done. And it's made very clear that Belisarius Cawl is juggling a ton of personalities, so he is not a reliable narrator. And even if it was the Emperor speaking to him, we don't know if it was the warp entity or if it was Big E on the throne. But either way, all the accounts point to Cawl made the Primaris Marines from scratch. He never met the Emperor in person. The Emperor nor the Emperor's scientists gave Cawl anything. The only way Cawl got everything he needed was through Gulliman. And even then, Cawl still had to figure it out. Which he did, and he claims is remarkably simple. Also, the Emperor didn't develop Space Marines on his own. He had a whole team of scientists for that.